And this year's second year doing the title sponsorship is Ted Christoff from Christoff & Sons. Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Awesome.
How are you guys?
Great.
Excellent. Founder. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were the founder.
Very
cool.
Yeah. What's it been, 8 years?
I think this is our 8th year because we had to skip one.
Yep.
But Bryon was the original brainchild that took it to the chamber and made it happen.
So what was the idea behind it? Obviously, we've got all these lakes in Jackson.
Yeah, the idea was working with a lot of home buyers, looking at lakes and not really knowing exactly what they want. And so this was designed to give them an opportunity to get on the water, learn about the lake, see it firsthand what it's like to be on that lake, and then they can make a better decision as to what fits their needs and where do they want to be.
In the front of the homes and the lake is actually the lake side, not the road side. And the curb appeal, when you're just driving around the roads at the lake, you can't really appreciate the architecture and the garden and hardscape and landscape that goes into it. And it's kind of like test driving a car. You really get to see how your home is going to perform for you. This is actually footage from when Bryon and I did Where We Live.
Cool.
Several years ago. So I saw some Clark Lake. This is Lake Columbia.
What's amazing for me, who I don't live on a lake, anytime I'm on one of the lakes in Jackson, I'm just amazed at the beautiful homes we do have and the amount of lakes. It's unbelievable. But like you said, you can't see people's front yards from the road. So the only way to get a good view is on the water itself.
Well, and if you're shopping, this is a huge investment for most people. It's going to be one of the biggest financial decisions they make. The more informed you can be, the better. So this year we have a record number of lakes too. What do you have, 6 or 7? 7 lakes. And we're adding a couple new ones. We're bringing a couple of oldies back. So it'll be a great way to really showcase the whole Irish Hills area. Jackson, we have a couple that are in Hillsdale County, a couple that are in Lenawee County, and obviously Jackson County. So, and I think we still have some complimentary wristbands left if you want to get a hold of Bryon. Do you have any left?
I do. Probably about 15.
Look at Ted's got
some.
some.
And Ted's got them. Can we just send them into Christoff & Sons?
Yes, you can come on over to the store. They're at the front counter.
Very cool.
So,
now this aligns with you guys perfectly. You're second year doing this, but what a better fit. Someone buys a lake house. Well, first thing you need to do is call Christoff.
Yes. Yes. Well, we found it to be a great fit on many areas, whether you're buying or selling. Like you said, might need carpet cleaning or new floors. But we find that chamber memberships are really, really important here in Jackson, of course, and we are members of the Irish Hills Chamber members. And we think it's a great organization. And the other is, what really appealed is how fun this event is.
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant idea. This is so much fun. So if you're even all thinking about living on a lake, it's all about a lifestyle. And you cannot figure out that lifestyle without being on the other side.
You're right.
And we really bring it to you. Put you on the boat, give you some Jello shots and some sangria and some fun games. And there's music. And it's just, what a great event.
Living on a lake, it's supposed to be fun, right?
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
We definitely want to be a part of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you're right. Everybody needs to know about Christoff & Sons, whether they're preparing to sell their house or getting ready to make it their own. So I'm excited for you guys to come out. I actually have one of my favorite rugs in my basement. I saw the day of the Lake and Home Tour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even think about those kind of fun rugs.
We'll have some fun ones there to show off as well.
Yeah. So if people do want... Well, the ticket, if you want wristbands, you can call the Chamber of Commerce. And they're $20 right now. They're $25 a day of.
Cool.
But our sponsors do have some complimentary ones that we can share.
That's right.
While supplies last. So for you, Ted, how do they get them?
Just walk in the front door and ask for a wristband until we have some. We have a few reserved for our staff who want to go, and I'm going to leave some here. So if you want some at this front counter,
nice.
But just come on in. We want to get as many people there as, and we know that as you guys, as realtors, you may or may not be in the market yet.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity to just get to know the lake or the lakes. Maybe you want to live on a lake, but which lake do you like best?
Well, people
Try
ask,
them all.
people ask us all the time, what's the best lake to live on? And the answer is the one you're lucky in, or what's the best lake?
Yeah.
And the answer is the one you're lucky enough to live on.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So Bryon, you're doing something new this year. Where are you at, and what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so we are at Wampler's Lake, and we're super excited about it. Nice. Beth Plouffe will be there with me with At Home Mortgage. Christoff sounds like he's going to have the booth set up there too, which we're super excited about.
Nice.
Did I even hear something about a photo booth possibly?
Oh,
Selfie photo booth.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
Nice.
But additionally, Jerry's has worked with Beth and I to create a summer cocktail, and we're going to be providing people with their first summer cocktail on
nice.
us. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
and then, of course, at that venue, being able to have lunch or dinner is a great spot. And so very excited to showcase Wampler's Lake this year.
So how do you pick which lake you're going to go to, or how does it work?
Do you mean as somebody that's going to it?
Someone that has a wristband, how do you pick?
Great question.
That is a good question. I would say if there's something that's near and dear to your heart that you're interested in, start there, and then just like geographically work.
Brian, do people want to be on Lake Columbia so they can get a look at Jennifer's house?
Oh, yeah.
No, they want to see Bryon.
Take pictures.
I mean, each lake's a little bit different, and several are private. So, if you have a boat, there's several on the tour that you can just take it out to and go out there on your own if you need. It's a lot of lakes in what seems like a long day, but that time is eaten up quickly if you're trying to get to all 7. So you may want to choose wisely and geographically based on which lakes you want to see.
Yeah. You've mentioned, both of you guys have mentioned that each lake kind of has their own personality. Talk a little bit about that, what that means. Does that mean party lake and kayak lake, or what does that mean?
Yeah, I definitely would say that there's a little bit of that. You're going to find probably more of a party out like Devil's Lake. It's busy, it's public, there's tons of boats. You'll go somewhere like Somerset and Leanne, might be a little bit more tame, so a little more up north atmosphere like Leanne. So they really all do have their variations, and it's just a matter of what's appealing to you.
Are there any celebrities that have lake houses in Jackson? You mentioned Somerset. I know Tim Allen maybe used to have a house on Somerset Lake.
I think that was a rumor that was unsubstantiated. But who does live in the Irish Hills is George Clinton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
He does. And actually, in the Red Hot Chili Peppers book, the Irish Hills are mentioned in Lake Washington, and there might have been like an acid trip / songwriting thing that happened with the Red Hot Chili Peppers on race weekend as they heard.
Really?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
couldn't believe it when I read it. It was incredible.
You have to share that book with the rest
But we
of us.
also have Bryon Gough out there in the Irish Hills too.
Yes, that's a big draw as well. So you love living on the lake. You love spending time with your family. What did you always want to? Did you grow up on a lake, and then did you want to always live on a lake?
I did, and as I got older, I really appreciated being able to grow up living on a lake, and so I wanted to be able to provide that for my kids. And now, we're kind of like at the sweet spot of like 13 and 9-year-old, and they're all doing all the lake activities and getting into it, and even the 13-year-old's now taking the boat out on his own, and it's just really cool to see that. And then the responsibility that it teaches them through some of those lake activities too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ted, you spent some time on the water.
Yeah, well, I don't have a lake house here in Jackson, but we have one up north, and we've had it about 10 years. And I was just telling my wife over the weekend, I never really appreciated a lake or a lake house until we had one. It is a different world.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful different world. And we've been thinking about, well, should we sell our house as we become empty nesters? And one of the things we've said is, well, we cannot buy a house on a lake in Jackson because otherwise we'll never use the one up north.
Oh,
and we
that's
absolutely
true.
love the one up north. But there are so many activities, and I think how wonderful it would have been to raise our kids on a lake, fishing and kayaking and paddleboarding and skiing and ice fishing and ice skating. It's year round.
Yeah. It is year round.
And it's a community.
Yeah.
So
it
it's
really
just
is.
you have a community within a community. So.
Well, we're lucky too to have the public lakes that we do that provide parks and places that you can rent toys for the day and come out and have that lake experience. We have some restaurants and bars on the lake so people can come out and enjoy lunch with a view. But this is a great opportunity for people to come out and actually get on a boat, have a educated tour of the lake to tell them everything about it. Obviously, if you're in the market for a lake house, awesome. But if you're also looking for a great day on the water and you want to meet some wonderful professionals from the area, this is a great opportunity for that too. What other vendors do you guys have at Wampler's? Is there any? You said Beth Plouffe.
At Home Mortgage, Christoff's, and Jerry's and I.
That's going to be a good time.
Who's driving the boats for these deals?
The realtors.
Nice.
Yeah,
very cool.
Not all, just the Lakers.
The lake.
Yeah.
That's a fun day to show off your own lakes. It's very cool.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really is. It's a lot of fun, and we encourage everybody to come out with great attitudes and just looking for a good time. We have a lot of activities at the lakes, like you mentioned. There's usually games. We'll have some live music at some of the events. I think Devil's Lake is doing food trucks. We added Round Lake, which is right next to Devil's Lake for the first time. Lake Leanne and Lake Somerset are back. Wamplers is back. We actually hadn't been out to Jerry's in a couple years, and that's one of the best locations out there. Who am I forgetting?
Great
I'm at Clark Lake. We are at Clark Lake, right at Eagle Point, at the Eagle's Nest. It's going to be incredible with good food and good music. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it should be a great time. Sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. So again, we've got wristbands everywhere. So if you'd like one, just give us a call or stop down, call the chamber, or stop in to Christoff's. Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for working on this so hard.
Yeah, good job.
Greatly appreciate you.
Have a great weekend. Have a great event. Bryon Gough and Ted Christoff from the Irish Hills Lake and Home Tour. Corey May is coming up next.